What does it mean to feel lost in a world full of phonies? What happens when a 16-year-old misfit walks out of school and wanders the streets of New York City trying to figure out life? Why has Holden Caulfield become the voice of teenage rebellion for generations? This is The Catcher in the Rye, a story about innocence, alienation, and growing up in a world full of phonies. Published in 1951, The Catcher in the Rye became an instant sensation and controversy. The novel follows 16-year-old Holden Caulfield after he's expelled from prep school, wandering New York City in search of meaning, connection, and escape from adulthood's phoniness. Told in Holden's cynical, sarcastic voice, the book explores themes of loss, innocence, and the struggle to find authenticity in a world that feels fake. It's one of the most banned, celebrated, and discussed novels in American literature. Holden Caulfield, a 16-year-old misfit, narrates his story from a mental institution. He recalls being expelled from Pensy Prep, his fourth school, after failing most of his classes. He feels disconnected from his peers, despising their hypocrisy and phoniness. Disillusioned and angry, he gets into a fight with his roommate, packs his bags, and leaves for New York City 3 days before he's expected home. In Manhattan, Holden checks into a cheap hotel and wanders the city alone, trying to connect with people, but always ending up disappointed or more isolated. He dances with 3 tourists in a nightclub, but finds them shallow. He calls an old girlfriend, Sally Hayes, for a date, but ends up insulting her during a rant about escaping society. He visits his former teacher, Mr. Antolini, who offers advice, but makes Holden uncomfortable with what he perceives as inappropriate behavior. He even hires a prostitute, but becomes overwhelmed and only talks to her. Throughout, Holden criticizes the adult world as fake and corrupt, but his loneliness and confusion grow deeper. Holden's memories of his late younger brother, Ellie, and his deep affection for his 10-year-old sister, Phoebe, reveal his longing to preserve childhood innocence. When he sneaks home to see her, she challenges him about his aimless life. He tells her his dream of being the catcher in the rye, standing in a field of rye, catching children before they fall off a cliff, a metaphor for saving them from losing their innocence and falling into adulthood's corruption. When Holden tries to run away, Phoebe insists on coming along. Moved by her innocence, he changes his mind. He takes her to a carousel in Central Park and watches as she rides, laughing. In this moment of peace, Holden feels a rare sense of happiness and begins to accept that he can't protect innocence forever. The story ends ambiguously with Holden in the mental hospital, unsure about his future, but missing the people from his journey.